Imagine you're chatting with a friend in your living room. Everything feels normal until your dog walks over, ignores the furniture, ignores everyone else, and heads straight for the most embarrassing target possible, your guest's crotch. Your guest freezes. You feel your face heating up. You quickly pull your dog away and start apologizing while your friend awkwardly insists they're okay. Most people assume the dog is being rude, badly trained, or simply lacking manners. But from your dog's perspective, something entirely different is happening. What looks embarrassing to us is actually one of the most advanced information gathering behaviors in the animal world. To understand why, you first need to realize that dogs experience reality very differently than humans do. Humans are visual creatures. We recognize people through faces, body language, clothing, and expressions. A quick glance gives us a rough idea of who someone is. Dogs rely on a completely different system. Their primary source of information is scent. A dog's nose contains hundreds of millions of scent receptors, dramatically more than our own. Even more impressive, a huge portion of their brain is devoted to processing smells. While we see a person standing in front of us, a dog detects a cloud of chemical information surrounding that person. Every individual carries a unique scent profile, and the richest concentration of that information happens to come from areas of the body where specialized sweat glands are highly active, particularly around the groin and inner thighs. For a dog, this isn't a socially awkward location. It's simply the fastest place to gather important data. Think of it like scanning a detailed ID card. Within a few seconds, your dog can collect information that humans would never consciously notice. Scent can reveal age, biological sex, emotional state, recent activities, and even subtle changes occurring inside the body. To your dog, that brief sniff isn't an invasion of privacy. It's an introduction. In fact, when dogs meet each other, they perform a very similar behavior. It's their version of exchanging names, backgrounds, and current status all at once. The problem is that humans judge the interaction through human social rules, while dogs follow the rules of a scent-based world. That's why what feels inappropriate to us feels completely normal to them. But here's where things become even more fascinating. Your dog isn't just collecting information, they're analyzing it, comparing it, and making decisions about the person standing in front of them. And what they can learn from those scent signals may be far more surprising than most people realize. In the next part, we'll explore the incredible details dogs can detect from human scent alone, and why your dog may know more about a visitor within seconds than you learn after an entire conversation. What if your dog can detect stress, illness, hormonal changes, and even emotional states before a single word is spoken? That's exactly what we'll uncover in part 1. We discovered that your dog's seemingly awkward sniff isn't bad behavior at all, it's information gathering. But what exactly are they learning? The answer is far more impressive than most people imagine. To humans, scent is often a background detail. We might notice perfume, food, or smoke, but that's usually where our awareness ends. Dogs operate on an entirely different level. Every person releases a constant stream of microscopic chemical compounds into the air. These compounds are influenced by hormones, emotions, health conditions, diet, environment, and even recent experiences. A dog's nose is capable of detecting many of these changes with astonishing sensitivity. Research has shown that dogs can distinguish between male and female scent profiles, identify familiar individuals, and recognize subtle changes in body chemistry. Some trained dogs can even detect medical conditions by identifying specific odor patterns associated with them. This is why service dogs are sometimes able to alert their owners to health events before symptoms become obvious. But physical health isn't the only thing dogs notice. Emotional states leave chemical traces as well. When a person becomes nervous, stressed, or fearful, the body releases hormones such as cortisol and adrenaline. These changes affect the scent signals that humans produce, even if the person appears perfectly calm on the surface. To us, someone may look relaxed. To a dog, their chemistry might be telling a completely different story. This helps explain a situation many dog owners have experienced. A guest arrives, and out of everyone in the room, the dog becomes fascinated by the one person who seems slightly uncomfortable around dogs. The dog follows them, watches them closely, or repeatedly tries to investigate them. Many people assume the dog dislikes that person. Often, the opposite may be true. The dog is responding to the strongest scent signal available. An anxious person may unknowingly broadcast more chemical information than anyone else in the room. To a dog, that's like hearing the loudest voice at a crowded party. Naturally, their attention is drawn toward it. What's even more interesting is that dogs don't simply collect information and move on. They constantly compare what they're smelling against previous experiences. They're asking questions without words. Have I met this person before? Do they smell familiar? Are they relaxed or tense? Do they pose a risk? Should I feel comfortable around them? All of this processing happens incredibly quickly. While humans are still exchanging greetings and making small talk, a dog may already have formed an initial assessment based on scent alone. Yet there's another layer to this behavior that most owners never consider. The way your dog investigates strangers is completely different from the way they investigate you. And that difference reveals something deeply important about the bond you share with your dog. We'll explore that surprising connection in part 3. If your dog already knows a stranger through scent, why do they still rush over and sniff you when you come home? The answer reveals one of the most powerful emotional connections between dogs and humans. By now, we've learned that dogs use scent as their primary way of understanding the world. They've evolved to gather information from smells in ways humans can barely imagine. But there's one question left to answer. If dogs are constantly using scent to investigate people, why do they seem to sniff their owners so often, even after years together? The answer reveals something surprisingly emotional. When your dog meets a stranger, they're collecting brand new information. Every scent is unfamiliar, every odor tells a new story, and their brain is working to build a profile of that person. With you, it's different. Your dog already knows your scent better than any other smell on earth. In fact, your scent may be one of the most important reference points in their entire life. So when your dog greets you after you've been away, they aren't conducting a first-time investigation. They're performing a comparison. Think of it as updating a file they've been building for years. Where have you been? Who have you interacted with? What new scents are you carrying? Have your stress levels changed? Do you smell excited, tired, anxious, or relaxed? Your dog gathers all of this information through the familiar scent profile they've come to associate with safety and routine. And once that comparison is complete, something remarkable often happens. Many dogs visibly relax. Their body softens. Their tail begins wagging more freely. They settle down as if they've received confirmation that everything is okay. From their perspective, the person they trust most is exactly who they're supposed to be. This is one reason scent plays such a powerful role in the human-dog relationship. Long before dogs understand words, they understand smell. Long before they learn commands, they learn your scent. And long before they recognize schedules or routines, they recognize you. This understanding can also help explain why some dogs become overly focused on sniffing visitors. A brief investigation is normal. However, if a dog seems unable to stop checking, repeatedly follows guests, or becomes obsessed with gathering information, it may indicate uncertainty or anxiety rather than curiosity alone. Confident dogs usually collect the information they need and move on. More anxious dogs may continue checking, because they don't feel they've fully resolved their questions. That's why effective training isn't about punishing a dog for wanting information. Instead, it's about teaching appropriate ways to gather that information while remaining calm and polite around people. At its core, every sniff serves a purpose. What appears awkward to humans is often your dog's attempt to understand their environment, evaluate new situations, and ensure the people around them are safe. So the next time your dog greets a visitor with an enthusiastic sniff, remember, they aren't trying to embarrass anyone. They're simply reading the world in the language they know best, a language written entirely in scent. And when they come back to you afterward, they're checking on the one scent that matters most of all, yours. What's the strangest thing your dog has ever done that later turned out to have a logical explanation? You might be surprised how many weird dog behaviors are actually signs of incredible intelligence.